Good evening and welcome to Going for Two. This is the only YouTube podcast in human recorded history to feature a male and female host drinking our way through the important topics of the day, as long as they touch the football world and not in that way. Let's do a little, I can't do a little salsa, so I'm just going to do the Dante Culpepper for my friend Don, because the Chicago Bears just signed Victory Cruise today, or at least they're alleged to sign Victor Cruise.
Yeah.
I think they can wait.
He had some interesting things to say about the Giants.
Really?
My camera is whacking out, you guys. I know I look very pale, but the color will come in. You'll get to see my new hair. It's not, I don't know what's up with this camera. I'm going to have to get another laptop. It's probably, let me try this other camera and see if that helps. See, it's frying.
Wow,
it's frying so hard.
It's like in the movies where you see infrared in the dark. I was like, okay, wow, that's like you get to some kind of video game camera. So
I might try my Kinect. Actually, that's a good idea.
Zach Law. This is So What Sharona. It's May 25th, 2017, and I have vacation brain, 365 days a year. We got us. This is the last of my current batch of Double Brown Throwdown. I say the best for y'all. And a beer from Florida, because I had to pick up local beer, called Bell Cow. A milk stout. And do the minds meld here? Because I believe you have something on your side.
We did not consult on this. I am drinking a new beer myself. I don't know if you can see that. It is a milk stout. I got it because of the hand. Right there, up there at the top, which is a very famous and important symbol in the Elder Scrolls, the Dark Brotherhood. We know.
Well, that is Left Hand Brewing. I believe they're out of Denver, or at least Colorado, and we have a guest coming in next week from Colorado, so that'll be fun. Maybe I should have Sharona out for a few minutes so I can chat with Jennifer Eakins, the Monday Mom. And say, how do you beat Sharona in fantasy football? I just did it that one time, and I feel like it was a total fluke.
I still ain't gotten over it.
Yeah, so we have the one, I can't say this is out of context, quote from Back Talk with Sharona, which of course I listened to today, and you should listen to at least twice.
Of course.
There's some things you might miss the first time.
Important things.
Little subtleties. I have electricity and a vibrator. I'm good. So.
Yeah. Grown-ass woman.
Grown-ass woman. See, sometimes, so wait, I'm pretty sure I included you in the fantasy football interview thing I did.
Yes, you did.
Right?
Yes.
And do I have to go back and look up the answer to football or sex? I think I can. It's a football all the way.
I probably still have mine. In fact, let me see.
It's been as the 2011, 2012 era. As you can tell, I've come up with lots of exciting notes. So why did Rich Eisen piss you off this week, or at least
he didn't piss me off?
He made you talk about him at least.
Yeah, he did. I need to do so much better about podcasts, but I suck about it. I barely listen to my own while I'm doing it. It's like, but anyway. But I do catch the Rich Eisen show when I can. It's one of the few sports-related radio shows or podcasts that I'm fairly regular about, and so I was listening to it, and one day, and they were talking about this Tom Brady and the concussion thing, and I just had some thoughts about it and thought I would share them. My camera's weirding me out. This is so weird.
I was trying to just look on my phone and see how many podcasts I've either subscribed to or have listened to once, and it's there were 25 to 30, but I don't even want to hear what other people listen to. Well, that's the avatar.
I know, I'm trying to get my camera right. See, when I first come in, it's right, but then it just whacks out on me. I don't know. Why
Well,
is that?
it's like what people say about me. I'm not right. Will we get it?
Anyway, I want you guys to see my hair. You can sort of see it in this, but not really quite good enough.
Maybe that's the goal. Back talk, raise enough money, enough funds, get your listeners to pitch in and get you a new pewter.
Get me a new laptop, yeah.
Would you rather have a brand new video game instead, right?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is a new expansion, whatever you want to call it, coming out for ESO. It's the Morrowind. It's like a game itself, which of course they would do that and charge you like another $80. But so yeah. Yeah, it's exciting.
Never ending. I feel like I'm telling you, Elder Scrolls. This could be my game, just based on the title alone.
You would like it. This is quite nice. This is a nice beer. I also, since I made my beer run, I did purchase a dragon's milk, but since this was new and different, I thought I would start with it. And besides, I wanted to see what it tastes like, and the dragon's milk will burn the taste buds off your tongue. So
Yes. Well, Dragon's Milk is a good transition to. We might as well talk about it, because who cares about football anymore? Nobody does. It's a hockey town. Nashville clinched their way to the Stanley Cup, and yesterday was the first day in 13 days that there wasn't hockey on, and I watched every day. I'll admit I watched just
don't even know
little
you
bit of Sunday because it was in the afternoon. I forgot it was on, and it was a blowout. But man, the mental fortitude to play hockey is serious. I mean, Ottawa loses 7-0 and then comes back the next game and actually wins and forces game 7. That's tough stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all about Nashville. The Stanley Cup starts Wednesday next Wednesday. Hey, who does a show on Wednesday? So we better be recording. And then game 1 in Nashville is Saturday, I believe, if that is correct. And game 4 is in Monday. So I actually have a cousin who lives in Houston, big Steeler, big Pittsburgh everything fan. He says he's going to come up to Nashville and get to a game. Although I heard from my mom that standing room only tickets for Stanley Cup games are like $200. She saw my text message. Anyway.
Finally, like 10 minutes later.
I was a little delayed on the show. I was actually eating food right at 8 o'clock, so I put away my camera. I try to consider your feelings every once in a while. It's not very often.
You did all right. You're okay. You're all right by me, Zach.
But are you feeling the excitement?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? I mean, it has the feeling a little bit of the Titans making that run, except when the Titans made the run, that was like their first year as the Titans, whereas I didn't even know that the Predators have been around for 18 years. And they haven't had much in the way of success. I think last year was the first time they had actually won a series, so good for them. And they were the 8th place, the last team actually of all 16 playoff teams. I think they had the worst record. So they weren't allowed. They weren't going to have home ice advantage against anybody. But you know what? They've never been behind a series. They've won in 4, 6, and 6. Whereas the Penguins, if they win tonight, will have had 2 straight 7 games. And I can't remember what Ottawa did, because who cares about Ottawa? There's just Canada. Blame Canada. Although, she actually muted. I should do that sometime.
I had to cough.
Before the last Ottawa game, they had, must have been like a 12-year-old kid, and he sang Canadian national anthem and the U.S. national anthem flawlessly in back-to-back. I don't know if we'd even let anyone do that here. We're all confused. Everybody's got to sing our song. We have to sing their song. But yeah, it's good to hear other national anthems. And you know what happens in the Canadian national anthem? The crowd sings along. We don't get a lot of that here. I don't know. I'm just... I see the look.
I'm
She's
just thinking.
distracted, you
No,
know.
I'm just trying not to say anything about Colin Kaepernick. I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut.
Why? Oh, about yeah.
We're weird about things like that here.
Well, I know you said you listen to a lot, or you try to listen to a lot of podcasts, but it's pretty hard to cover everything. Well, the Dave Zyra and the Edge of Sports, he had on a guy talking about Kaepernick and about Michael Bennett and how like Stephen A. Smith of the far left ESPN just ripping Colin Kaepernick because he dared to care about social justice, but he didn't vote. Therefore, everything he did was invalid. And then Michael Bennett went after him, which is great. Starting to really like Michael Bennett, and the Bennett guy is a pretty quality duo there. But yeah, according to sources, Kaepernick's trying out, or he did a workout with Seattle, so there's a chance. Apparently, they have no money, but I don't think he probably signed for veteran minimum with some kind of incentive package and be fine with it.
Would he? I mean,
It's hard
you
to
know,
say. I mean,
I think it's a it's a harder question. I mean, he is a guy, and I talked about this on my podcast. He's a guy who took his team, because we were talking about Tom Brady and concussions and Alex Smith, and
Tom
then
Brady,
he promptly took his team to. He had help, but everybody has help. It's a team sport.
except
Took
for
his
Tom
team
Brady.
took his team to two playoffs and two in 2 years in a row, and I mean, maybe he has better things to do with his time than play for vet minimum as a scrub on a team. I mean, I would be okay if he was like, "No, I'm good. I'm going to go out and do more good stuff in the world."
Yeah, I'm kind of failing, and the more you hear about him, the more it's hard to find the
I mean,
negative. It's like he's donating money he's
would
giving
you work in a
food to
mine for
Sudanese.
minimum wage?
Well, the NFL mine pays a pretty solid wage, but I don't know. I mean, even the lowest paid like backup quarterback who's not under a rookie contract is making like 3 million. So
Hmm.
it'll be fine. I don't know what Matt Kessel got with 4. Ryan Fitz, I know you probably the Sharona eye roll when I start talking, what's happening. Ryan Fitzpatrick signs, eye roll. Blaine Gabbert signed with Arizona, eye roll. Matt Bartley gets another shot with the 49er. So, I mean,
The
Geno Smith
Sanchez.
was signed like 5 months ago. And yeah, Mark Sanchez was signed. And again, it's like the second time he was signed in like 2 or 3 years. He always seems to get signed, and the team says, "Ooh, we need to draft a quarterback, or we need another guy." This Sanchez, he's like, veteran type. I mean, anytime a guy gets picked 5th, but manages to stick around for a decade as a backup, that's staying power. But yeah, we might be done with the Sanchez. The butt fumble is probably all he's got to give us. The butt fumble. She has nothing to say to that, huh?
I have plenty to say, but I'm not going to say it.
Why? What?
I'm
You
still
were
weirded out about my camera. This makes me mad. I want you guys to see what my hair looked like. You can kind of see it, right? You can kind of see the ultraviolet, and then, it's weaved in.
When you
It's
say ultraviolet, I think of like a color spectrum that humans can't see kind of thing, not really strong violet. It doesn't come off. Yeah, it's
I get you.
kind of a red purple combo going on. Is that a
Yeah.
color? It probably is. I failed colors. Maroon? That's not
Red and purple
maroon.
are that's my favorite color combo. And gonna need to weave a little bit more into it. I'm not sure. I may weave some blonde in there. We'll see.
It's never ending.
It's never ending.
Did I send any speaking of, hair, I actually grew my beach beard,
Did you?
and I should send a picture because I basically shaved it off the day. I planned on shaving off the day I came back. I'm like, who shaves on vacation? Not me. But I only
Women.
have,
We shave our legs and pits.
yeah, you can't stop. Never
And
ends.
other things too. Let's just say it.
Other things too, huh? Next on Back Talk. Yeah, all I can say about a week at the beach was I basically sat and read books and got fed a lot of food and drank a good quantity of beer and actually brought some home because I was like, where do I go in Panama City to get beer? Friend told me the good store, picked up some stuff, including this lovely spotted cow that I'll try later. No, bell cow, sorry. What is this called? I don't know. I can't even talk.
Maybe if I do that,
I
that'll
have to do
help.
another
Did that
Drew
help?
Pearson impersonation.
No, that did not help.
And I didn't even turn my light toward me, so I'm a little bit fading, but the light in my face, I'm not feeling it tonight. It's a bit much.
I don't know. I'm so weirded out by it.
By what?
This whole camera thing. Because I was sitting here, um, playing with it all, playing with the lighting and everything before we got started. And it was bright and it was orangey in that light. And then I started noticing, that the camera was being all weird. And I was like, what's up with that? And now it's like totally weird. And it's not even coming back in color, which is, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
You don't know what's real anymore.
We just all need to pitch in, start a GoFundMe, and buy me a new laptop.
Clearly. Clearly, that has to happen. So you are coming in from a new location, right? Secret
Yes,
lair.
yes. I'm in a secret location.
What's happening with the kitties? Are they locked away?
They are not here. I saw them today. I've got a funny story to tell about that, about all of it today. But I did see them today, and they were extremely happy to see me, and I know that they're missing me, Iggy especially. And so I almost brought her back with me, but I did not.
Yeah, that was the hardest part of the week. Is that's the longest time we've been away from the cats, and not surprisingly, they're very clingy. But then they also got kind of pissed because my mom showed up like a day after we came home,
Hmm.
and I don't know why. Soy just doesn't like other people. He growls. He'll swat at you, and it was a little better because my dad, of course, being my dad, will hiss back at him. That doesn't help, by
Hmm.
the way. You're trying to calm a cat down, hissing at him, not the way to go. He didn't care. So yeah, my mom's just hanging out and not getting any love.
So Soy doesn't like people. That's interesting.
Well, he had to be sedated at the vet, but he'll hang with us.
Well,
And they've been cuddly. It was oddly chilly the last day or two, so
yeah, it's
maybe
been cool
we'll
here
get
too.
we'll get a little respite. They like to hang with us more when we're warmer. I think that's the point. But that's really, yeah, that's that. So when you talked to your guest this week or whenever you did the recording from Philadelphia, did it make you
Mhm.
want to go to the draft next year since it sounds like the NFL draft is going back to Philadelphia?
Yeah, kind of watching it this year from afar, and Philly really looked like they did an outstanding job, and from everybody who's weighed in, they did, and so definitely would love to do that. Hopefully we'll make that happen.
Another GoFundMe.
Another GoFundMe.
Cheesesteak. See, I'm telling you, this could happen. The
Make
tour
it
continueth, and you're
happen.
wearing like a Kelly Green sort of old school Eagles green going. Well, they might call it
Who,
more
me?
Jets.
I'm wearing my T-shirt that says it's only one beer and dog beers.
Hmm. Well, it is National Wine Day, so that's like a holiday for Dawn. But I feel like the National Beverage Days kind of rotate. Like once a month, it's National Beer Day for some reason, which is fine by me. But every day.
Well, I really can say that I recommend this beer. Maybe I'll bring you a couple of them.
Well,
Are you
that's
are
that's
you going to
available
go?
locally.
Are you going to go to any Nashville? Predators playoff games?
Well, probably the only opportunity would be next weekend, but the wife's going to New York starting early next week. So I'm watching Kitties. And I know there's no way I'd get in the stadium. It would be fun to just go there because I think they're just playing it in the park outside of the stadium, just on a big screen. And I'm sure there'll be a ton of people there. Although, and this is something I get a little bit of a backlash. I'm quite negative toward jerseys, apparently. I don't like the Predators yellow. I think we've said this before. The Predators yellow is almost as bad as UT orange.
Well, they rotate those jerseys. I've got the gold is one of the latest, and I've got a blue one from like several years ago, and so. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's really it's a good hockey color, I think.
Hey, gold, it's yellow. Actually, my mom or brother, somebody purchased like a Penguins jersey that they wore because they did that outdoor game once a year, and they had like a yellow. What was yellow? What happened to gold, man? Because they do have like a throwback, and it's like old gold, and it's got like the Predator with like both fangs on front. It's like an alternate that I don't even know if they wear anymore.
Fingers.
Yeah. After all these years, secret. Yeah, we have a little fang finger in case it's a little emergency signal that we
let's
do.
see, I've got what, 3 jerseys. I kept all my Predator stuff. I've got 3 jerseys and a bunch of T-shirts, and so yeah. Yes.
Well, one of the greatest things they've done recently is do like the jersey T-shirt because my mom got the Subban jersey T-shirt. Because really, at this time of year, unless you're actually in a hockey rink, you can't wear a hockey jersey. It's a little hot. Because I have a Predator, not Predators, I have a Penguins like throwback, one of the outdoor ones they wore. It's like a dark blue color. And it's
Inside
nice,
the
but I
hockey
can't wear
rink,
it.
it's not hot.
It's not hot. Yeah, exactly. That's about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I got to watch the game with my mom, and her reaction was probably like watching, like a Balls game with Sharona. There was a lot of yelling going on. It was good. There was wine consumption. Like, my mom came to town, and I bought like a bottle of white and a bottle of red, and by the next day, there was just a little bit of the white left.
Oh yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your mom likes white wine?
She prefers white, although when she found out she needed to be like on blood pressure medication, the doctor actually said, "You know what would help you if you had like a glass of red wine every day." So now she'll switch. Both my parents, like, whatever bottle's closer, that's what they're gonna drink.
Mm.
So then the next day,
I
my
dig it.
mom, of course, goes to the grocery store and finds the Lindemans 2 for $7 deal, and is like, oh yeah, just want to have a glass of wine or two, after coming home. Because we were out late last night for us. It was almost 10 o'clock.
Oh wow.
My nephew graduated from middle school, so my mom came
Wow.
down. And because the ceremony took so long, we didn't get dinner till like 9 and got home at 10, and yeah,
Nobody passed out.
just hung out. Like, I was like, I'm ready to go to sleep. My mom's like, I'm gonna get a glass of wine and hang out. I'm like, well, we don't get to see each other that much. But when we're going to see them again? Opening weekend, 2017, Titans Raiders. My dad purchased 2 tickets. Who's going with me? Who is joining me at the Titans game? And no sweater-wearing Vikings fans are invited this time. Although,
Will you listen
that'd be
to
fine.
me and put your sunscreen on before we leave? And
We probably
Zach didn't have sunscreen on the last time, but both of us, our Vikings friend and Sharona, both tried to get him to put it on before we left, and he thought I didn't bring mine, and he thought we brought it. It was like,
Yes. That is correct. Opening day last year. You almost have like a flashback. So, yeah, Josh Ducaster, who is in New Orleans right now working on that show, Preacher.
oh, cool.
So I don't know. I know Titans don't play the Vikings again for in Nashville for like 6 years or 8 years. Anyway, yeah, he joined us. He had I think it was a Teddy Bridgewater sweater, and everybody said, "Aren't you hot?" And he said, "Thank you." He was good. He was having the time of his life because after
He was a
a
superstar.
promising first half, the Titans totally collapsed, but it's okay. We had no hope in our old coaching staff. I expect Morgan Freeman to join the crew this year or something. But anyway, yeah, they lost. And by the time we parked, I was like, hey, who's got sunscreen? Nobody. Okay. Well, it's only going to be
We
like
put
90
ours on
degrees.
before we left, like
Yeah.
little soldiers.
What I tried to put on was a lot of beverages. That doesn't cover up for sun.
Which reminds me that somebody drank my tailgating beer. But I got it back, so I can't really complain anymore. I'm going to quit complaining about that.
A Lannister and a Law always pays their debts. I feel like I paid double my debts because last time we met, I got you Dragon's Milk and
I brought wine.
The quad. And we'll have to work out the whole schedule because it is, opening weekend at first. I'm like, I really just kind of want to watch it like in a sports bar with all the games on. But then it was like, well, it's the Titans and they have hype and they're playing the Raiders, who were a playoff team last year. Connor Cook, y'all. So, why not? See what that rookie class has to offer, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, not much. But as much as, the fall comes up, and I'm not sure about plans. I think we're all going to Houston for the Texans game, and Sharona will tell me which Titans Kevlar jersey to wear to that one, right? I won't wear a Titans jersey.
Yeah, I think
I don't even know if I can wear Oilers. Maybe I can wear my Chris Johnson Oilers. I'll confuse people. They'll be like, wait.
I think I'll pass on that trip.
You'll pass on that one? But I'll probably get to meet up with Jody Smith. That'd be cool.
Jody's very cool.
And my long-lost friend, Fantasy Jedi, Robert Miller, who's been living in Singapore the last few years. He's actually going to make it back to Houston, I think, in time. So clearly we all have to meet up. We have to go to the St. Arnold's Brewery because they do quality brews. I mean, that's one thing. If you go to a state or a city you're not familiar with, you should go to their local beer store and check out what they have. Because not only did I got like a couple of beers that were local, but I found a local pumpkin beer from a brewery that I couldn't find here, one that actually I wanted to trade for the famed St. Arnold's. And there goes Sharona adjusting her. Whoa, it's light.
Now, see, you can see it now.
The stars at night are big and bright. Yeah.
It looks, but
it's coming in more, yeah.
This bright light, it's really orangey in this, but it's ultraviolet. See?
It's ultraviolet.
Yep. Okay. I feel better now. It's color. There's color. I was like feeling all left out from the color bonanza.
So should we rewind? Start from the beginning?
No, we're fine.
Corey Davis got a pass in practice. Come on, everybody, get excited.
Woo!
No, you won't get excited. See, I like how 2017 is.
Jason Morrow is working hard. Woo!
Sharona has to be won over, and I'm the starry-eyed, diehard apparently. What happened? They still don't really have a defense, but that's okay.
Well, who needs defense, points. Right?
They got Jarrell Casey.
They're going to score 100 points a game. That's all that matters.
We'll see. There was a interesting story, and I can't remember if it was RotoViz or Numberfire, one of those number crunchers, that mentioned that Mariota had that great streak of 8 games where he had 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, was just on fire. And the rest of the season, he was kind of mediocre. Somebody was showing like highlights of, I guess they were comparing him to Winston, Jameis, like who's the better player so far for 2 years. And they showed that one really good pass he made against Denver, and that was the only good play he had the whole day. He was horrible against Denver. Like, Denver just shut him down.
Well, a lot
And
of teams were horrible against Denver.
yes, they were a very good defense. They
I mean,
didn't
and
seem to
that's
adjust
kind
too
of the
much.
problem. That's kind of the problem with all these comparisons. You're not playing the same teams, and it's there's a lot that goes into all of that, and statistically, their rookie seasons, Marcus Mariota was better than Jameis Winston. It's
Well,
true.
did he win the rookie of the year? Because I mean, since Mariota got hurt,
Yeah, he didn't play
he really
as many
wasn't in the
games.
running. I mean, obviously because I was in a sports bar with Josh Ducaster. Strangely, we've been together the last 2 opening days. Might need to get him up for the opener.
There you go. Come on, Josh.
Basically, Mariota have the debut that the rest of his career can't possibly lead up to, unless he has a Tom Brady Super Bowl moment, or perhaps he has a Tom Brady Super Bowl moment where his team bails him out a couple of times. But he had that game where he basically was perfect against Tampa, and the Titans just blew him out. It's like once you have that, you're not going to have good days. And that's why I liked that throw against Denver, because he had a bad game, but then he made a really good throw when he needed to, because that basically helped them win the game, because otherwise they would have been punting from like their own 2-yard line, and they end up getting to the 50. And Avery Williamson forced his first fumble in his career to clinch it against A.J. Derby. See, I remember stuff. I remember things that mean nothing, but I remember them good. And Sharona goes,
Well, it's that may be a topic on the podcast tomorrow. Things that I learn in my DMs is going to become a podcast segment, and I have definitely, selective memory is definitely a guy thing.
It's probably a human thing, but since boys are all that matter, right?
Women remember a whole lot more shit than men.
Oh yeah, it's like it's kind of like the replay official in football. If I'm not sure what happened in a certain time, I defer to the wife. Hey, what happened? Oh, really? Huh, interesting. Huh. I must have missed something. At least I know I don't know anything. That's one step better. I was wondering, because I send poor Sharona pre-coffee some days. I send her these depressing links and articles and mentions of
I'll wake up, I'll
awful
roll over.
clickbaity football guys, and of course the general political system. And she's like, "Come on, give me a minute." I can't help myself. So
I'll wake up, I'll roll over and look at my phone and see a DM from Zach and be like, "Not today, Satan."
I'm just like, wait, you get DMs like this from other people? Oh, I'm so sorry.
My DMs have been kind of live lately because last week's podcast featured a segment on bad sex stories. Actually, it was a little bit more specific than that. It was, have you ever had sex bad enough that you were like, no, I'm good? And I got all kinds of stories. We're going to follow up on that tomorrow morning. It was interesting. I got stories from men and women, and I learned a lot from that little discussion.
I bet you got stories. That's a lesson to us all.
I learned that men are definitely more grateful for the sex than women, because women have vibrators. We're like, oh, I'm good.
I'm good. So we should be more grateful and say thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I want to tip the show. I've tipped it enough.
You've tipped it enough. You just need to tip back some more.
So what do you? I know it's bad light, but you can see the violet now, right? The purple. What do you think? You like?
It's showing up more. I'm definitely seeing it more. Almost. I need that traditional Sharona selfie picture to see it better, just because it is kind of. I don't know why. Like, it's just probably the Hangouts technology. Is it always kind of, you get a pixelated look at a person. It's hard to see them. You don't see them as they really are. I could see Sharona in person. I'm like, hey, that's what you look like. Okay. Because the
I was trying
light and the camera just.
I know, right? I was trying to take pictures before the show started, which is why I was fooling around with all the lighting and everything. It just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out.
Just didn't work out.
So here's a story that I saw, and this would be the kind of story I would send you in the morning, so we can get this out of the way. So there's a movie theater in Austin. I can't remember the name of it right now. They advertised that they were going to have a women's only showing of Wonder Woman, and like only women or people who identify as women were going to be allowed to get tickets, and only women were going to be working there. And can you guess what the backlash was like? Everybody was kind of like, "This is cool, right?" Is that what you think?
Hey,
See, yeah.
there was a backlash against that. Why would anybody care?
Who
backlashed? Who didn't like this?
I can't remember where it was, like on Twitter or something, and just the responses from guys, just like, "Are you gonna have a guys only showing of like Thor, and this is sexist and this kind of thing." By the way, if you have privilege in any way and someone treats you equally, you actually think you're being treated unequally. But the people with privilege are like, "I don't care. Give me my extra bonus stuff." It was just one of those little things that pops up every single day and makes you go, yeah, mm-hmm. What was it, the sweet meteor of death? I think that's what the SMOD people were posting like during the election. I know, it's getting dark. Almost as dark as this here beer. But it's not, isn't it bitter? It's got a little sweet finish. Milk stout. Might be
Yeah, this was advertised as a sweet stout. Sweet stout, milk stout is how it's advertised.
Well, I tell you what, so for the national weekend, I mean, maybe we should have like a beer, a little taste test. But I could bring, because I have 2 bottles of Dragon's Milk I bought recently, and I put them in the closet to save them, bring them out for the opener. It'll be nice and aged. We probably won't care or notice. But you know what I'm going to do for opening weekend next year?
No.
Sharona brings a beer. I'm going to say, "Hey, Sharona, can I have this beer, or are you saving it for a special event?" I'm going to be a little more considerate this time. I try to learn as I get older, but it just kind of flies out the other ear and into the DMs, apparently.
It was fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
But you see, I did make up for it. Unlike certain bets
You
made with
definitely
people
made up
like
for
Lisa
it.
London. We need to get Lisa back on too, because apparently
Yes.
you lost a bet to her, and I don't remember. I just remember it was like in the very drunken, like 4th hour of
It was in the drunken
auction.
4th hour, and
You're like,
I'll have to-
"Delivery is the god."
I'll have to talk about it on the podcast tomorrow because I just didn't have it in me to go back and rewatch 4 hours of us drunken drafting, and so I was hoping somebody would just come out and say, "Okay, look, here's the bet. Change your avatar to X," and I would have been like, "Okay," because I'm naive like that. But I'm more than willing to fulfill that bet. I just am not sure what I agreed to do because I don't remember.
Probably just an avatar. I haven't changed my avatar since I had the smoky one that you gave me from when Tennessee beat Missouri. Oh, when I cared about college football, that was fun.
Missouri was good for a brief minute.
I know. That shows how bad the SEC East was for a little while. It still is, but Missouri's worse. But we have football season is kind of sort of ramping up. People are taking breaks.
Oh, by the way, what division are you in? Oh, you're in Tinkerbell, right?
Stepping all over my notes over here.
Oh, sorry.
That's where I was going.
Sorry. Whoops. My bad.
Scott Fish reached out recently. I don't know how he does all the stuff he does, because he does like 50 different, and each league he does is totally different. Maybe since he has this new job, he won't have time for this kind of stuff. And he's doing like Scott Fish Bowl t-shirts that are actually like giving money to charity right now. So you should, check that out. I should include a link somewhere at some point. But he said to people, "Let me know if there's anybody you want in your division." And I'm sure some people will write for sites that have 500 writers. All of them are senior writers. You can't all be in the same division. But I'm like, I need to be in the same division as me. Sharona. And apparently the division we're in, it's a Disney theme this year, is Tinkerbell. I'll just remember last year's Scott Fish Bowl. I had a great year. but I forgot to put like Travis Kelce in my
You had like
lineup the
a
first
gazillion
week of the
tight ends.
playoffs, and I would have, I would have won, but I would have done a little better than I did. Now, when you're out of tight ends, like in my dynasty league, you do things like pick up Garrett Selleck.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to. My team, my wide receivers sucked.
hint:
Was
Sharona's going to take a quarterback in the first round, probably Aaron Rodgers or her new boo, Cam Newton.
I took Cam Newton 2 years ago. I did last
That was a
year.
good year to do it.
Last year, yeah, last year I think he went like 1.12
He
in
was
the
bad.
division I was in, and yeah. Um, my quarterbacks last year I had Alex Smith, Tyra, I think maybe Tyrod Taylor,
That good.
and who was the Rams?
Took
Not
Goff.
Jared Goff, the other one.
Case Keenum.
I picked up Case Keenum.
He
Yes,
played a little bit.
he was okay. He was a good fill-in for a couple of weeks. Alex Smith, I think missed a game or something. Anyway, so but I had Nuke, who was a complete and utter disappointment, and yeah. Amari Cooper wasn't that good. Seems like I had him, and I don't remember who else. One of my tight ends was Gary Barnage,
Ooh,
and that was rough.
sucks.
Yeah, so it was a rough year for me. But hey, I won my playoff challenge. Second place, but I mean, second place.
Quality deflection and quality video game acquisition. So it worked out. It
Yes,
worked out real good.
it sure did.
I seem to remember there was some kind of tight end advantage last year, so I drafted a bunch of tight ends and had a pretty good team. The thing about Scott Fishbowl is the draft is like July 4th ish. And then there's the other Scott Fish League I'm in where it's like the relegation thing. And of course, Scott Fish just came out of nowhere and beat me at the last minute and won our league. And somehow we advanced not one but two leagues. So we're actually in the second. We're in the fourth. Now we're in the second. But it's basically 4 12-team leagues, and every year the top like 3 go up and down. And I think there's some kind of, there's money involved, but if you win twice in a row, you win like a super duper bonus.
Oh, cool.
That boy ain't right, but it's very similar
I went in
scoring to
that
Scott
league.
Fish Bowl. There's probably openings. I wish I remember what it was called, but there's so there's that league which is like July 4th, and then the next league which starts right after that, and then all of a sudden it gets really quiet. I guess we should talk about the going for two if we're gonna
Oh yeah.
bring back the league, and if we're going to try to get people together to do a live draft, which would be tough since we have people around the country. But
What is the status of Tennessee? Can I play yet? I'm depending on you.
MFL, as far as I know, it's no. It's
Since you keep me informed on bad
why,
news.
that's why I made the comment. I was like, I haven't played any NFL 10s because I'm in solidarity. Poor Mike Margosian, he played like 50 or 100 of them last year, and in Massachusetts, it's against the law this year. In Tennessee, I'm surprised Georgia hasn't, brought it up. But I haven't.
Jen
I haven't
Eakins can't play yet either.
Colorado's out.
Yeah.
I know New Jersey's in. I heard they just passed their like 1,000th league, so they're not hurting.
Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes DFS made was trying to get by the mob and not, do their due diligence with the mob, which, the politicians are going to do their due diligence with them. So, yeah, Tennessee will eventually get on board once the money gets straight.
Yeah, and I know that they passed some of these things that make sure that some of the sites aren't going to join in because they have to basically pay them like $50,000 or something crazy. And then it actually keeps out some of the year-long leagues from being eligible, which kind of suck because you might play a league with coworkers or a league with friends, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, is this legal or not? Come on. Yeah, the daily, I guess it got too big too quick, and then everybody's like, hey, if there's all this money out here, it should be coming into the politicians' pockets. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
The sad thing is the two over to Nas I came up with are actually we've already talked about, but
Oh
let's go.
no.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
Over to Nah. National Wine Day.
I did not know it was National Wine Day. It was National Hair Day for Sharona, and
Right.
I did actually have a small. I haven't. Zach was on vacation. I didn't want to worry him and ruin his vacation. But
Worry
after
me.
our last show, like 2 weeks ago, I got very, very sick, and I quit drinking. I hadn't had anything to drink until yesterday. I had a little bit yesterday, and of course, I'm having a little bit tonight. So,
Well, how
yeah,
was the health? What happened?
I just, I just was very sick. And, I think that it's good to take a break from these things, you know?
That's what people tell me. I took that one
It was a
one
nice
week. I
break.
took a week. I was like, oh, that's what it's like. Okay, let's get back to it. After all, it's Memorial Day weekend, which is it's odd because people are talking about vacation in the summer. I'm like, well, I just took the probably one vacation, big vacation I'm taking this year, and now we're getting a 3-day weekend. And the best part about a long weekend is that on the day before, most everybody is gone. So even if you are working, it's kind of like, oh, good, we're not so
It's
bad.
like a vacation.
But the downside of hashtag contractor life is you don't get paid for holidays. Boo.
So, when we get through with over it or not, I've got a question.
Well, let's just go to it. Question.
I was really multitasking and busy and stuff today, and somehow I messed up my phone and it's got, hang on, let me, so you can't spy on me. So it has this clocky thing on it, and I don't want that clocky thing. I don't know how I did that clocky thing. Does anybody know how to get rid of that clocky thing? Because I don't want it.
What type of phone is that?
It's a droid.
I know not of your droids.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out because it's annoying.
Okay, since you're so big into the video game stuff, are you
Yeah.
as big into kind of comic book movies? Or are you like, eh?
Yeah and no. Some most of them are just so Hollywood, and I'm very excited about Wonder Woman though.
That's the one the wife's like, I want to go see because we
I
saw
totally want
Conan.
to see it in an all-girl format.
Well, come on down to Atlanta.
Okay.
I'll bring the wine because
Can we can we
part
get
of
Patty?
we all get mani pedis together.
Yeah.
I got petty issues.
Oh, that's what I forgot.
I did one once and did not enjoy it at all. But I got first of all, guy. But you know what? The one time I did get a pedicure, there are about 50% guys in there, so it's not like it's an unusual thing.
It's not.
But I have nerve damage in my left leg, and it just
Having
doesn't
said
feel
that,
right.
I would never ever date a man whose feet or
Look better
hands
than
were better
the
than mine
compare.
or hair.
So
So
never. So Tom Brady's out.
Tom Brady's definitely him and his wearing ass are out. Um, yeah,
Well,
I
it's good
like
to
the
know.
rugged men.
Well, he did pose for Stetson once, which was hilarious. I think that might have been the beginning of the end of friendship with a guy who's a big Patriots fan. There's one year we came to his house for like on Christmas time, and we got the bottle of Stetson that had Tom Brady wearing like the cowboy hat, and he had the whole outfit on because it was just like so. You're not a model, Tom Brady. You're fine. You're an attractive guy, whatever. But you're not. I mean, come on, playing a model. That's not your. I know your wife's a model and all, but yeah, he seemed to. I don't know if he took it well. But that's what he is, He's a California guy. He's not really a Boston guy, but he wins you championships. You're like, all right, well, we'll let that slide. 3 season-ending turnovers, and they've won championships. I mean, that's just crazy. That was the thing that just blew me away. because there was a story today about the whole Seattle situation and like how Richard Sherman's like a big cancer now for the team. But
I saw something pop in
it
my
sounds like the
timeline.
team the people were like, I don't know if that's so true, like about him being really loud and boisterous and like a negative thing. And sure, you would be pissed too if your team was at the 1 yard line about to win their second straight Super Bowl and they threw an interception because they tried to call a pick play on the biggest cornerback in the league. Didn't work, It was just a whole disaster situation, and the fact that it let the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Damn it!
Well, they tried to run play and basically, no, it wasn't the Super Bowl, but basically, and it didn't, got like negative 1 yard or whatever. So, I mean, that don't get me started. I don't want to go down that path. If it works, I mean, if it works, everybody's like, oh, brilliant, and but it didn't work. I saw a story retweeted, and I didn't read it. I saw a story retweeted into my timeline that said Russell Wilson was a divisive factor in the locker room. So who knows? All these anonymous sources from people who
Yeah,
really want to make it in business.
it's got to be tough being the quarterback, but I mean, Russell Wilson had to like endear himself to the team because they were all like a bunch of guys who were drafted like late and undrafted free agents, and he was making rookie third round salary for 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's making 20 million. Well, yeah, you've earned the 20 million, but you paid your dues more than most top quarterbacks do because most of them are first round picks who make big money. But I mean, yeah, the whole like whatever that concussion water thing, and I'm gonna
Bubbles.
re-virgined himself when he got engaged again, and all that nonsense. But hey, these things happen. There are a lot of personalities on a team. They're not gonna get along all the time. When they get along well, it's when you win games consistently, and you lose playoff games is freaking emotionally got to be just jarring,
Yeah.
Especially because Russell Wilson, I don't know if last year might have been the first time he didn't win a playoff game because he's won like at least a playoff game every year. Tom Brady hasn't done it. He lost his second year. Didn't even make the playoffs. I know it's hard to believe, Patriots fans, but anyway. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe their window is closing because their defensive guys are getting older. They have to replace. And it doesn't happen very well. You see the story, I watched the Chuck Noll NFL Network thing. It's like, yeah, they drafted all these Hall of Famers, and then once they were done, they couldn't replace them. So that was it. What the Patriots have done has been pretty crazy because everybody else kind of ebbs and flows. And I forget if the Titans are going to ebb or flow this year. We'll see. I don't know. We're going to have to see how Sharona feels about the Titans this year. I know she's not as negative as I make it portray it.
Oh,
but
yeah?
still more negative than positive about the draft. So we'll see how that leads into this year. Because they had, one rookie last year was an All-Pro. So they're going to need some serious contributions this year. That's the thing about after the draft. Your team got better, hopefully. Well, so did everybody else. So I hope you got more better, better.
I mean, look at the division. The Titans, the Colts had the best off season. I think that is not really debatable. And I know you don't win games in the off season, but at least on paper it looks that
The
way.
Jaguars definitely don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Defense looks great, but will it be worn out because they're on the field too much? Because they drafted Leonard Fournette, but they didn't have anything close to the Cowboys' offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, their offensive line seems pretty putrid. And they still have Blake Bortles. But hey, Allen Robinson looked great against Titans.
I don't know. I mean, give Blake a chance.
Give Blake a chance. Give Blake a chance.
He was one of the younger players coming out, and everybody knew he was raw and would need time to develop. And you could question how developmental the coaching staff was during his early. It's so much goes into success and failure, and and it's such a fine line. I mean, David Carr probably could have been a decent quarterback, but the Texans completely and utterly mismanaged his situation. Um, you know, I mean, if Jake Locker could have stayed healthy, maybe he would have been a good. Vince Young, one of the most exciting college players, you know, um, in the past century, wasn't terribly successful.
Now, did Vince Young go to? Is it Saskatchewan? Is that where he signed in
The Rough
Canadian
Riders.
football? Because I predicted like 2 years ago that Matty Mock, who was like the Missouri quarterback at the time, I'm like, he's gonna win guys preseason DFS leagues. But he, of course, got busted out of Missouri due to drug issues and played at Eastern Kentucky. Apparently, didn't see that, and he actually got signed by a Canadian team. I was like, "Yay, the Missouri quarterbacks continue! Woohoo!" So we'll see. That's just one of those little minor things. As I imagine my gorgeous Jake Locker Titans practice jersey, practice like a pro, baby. Maybe I'll wear
You
that
still
this
have
winter.
it?
Oh yeah, I have that. I have my Pac-Man. I got my Chris Johnson Oilers throwback or whatever it is.
Mm.
Strange. I did read the Brett Favre biography by I think Jeff Pearlman wrote it on my trip, and that was an interesting one. I was like, considering the way things are now, the stuff that Brett Favre did off the field, would he have been suspended more? Would he have been, because he had some issues off the field? Clearly, he made his way through,
I have not read it, so you'll
and
forgive me
just
for not.
how much he got beat up on that championship game against the
Mm.
Saints. And then he made the classic gunslinger dumbass throw that cost him the shot. I'm still like, wow, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning Super Bowl. That would have been something else, but not to be.
Not
Saints
to
got their
be.
Super Bowl and then got everybody suspended immediately after. And that was the
Yeah.
end of that very, very short dynasty. So what since we're about an hour, what's happening? Your podcasting? Is it really happening? We get sucked in like, Sharona's got new shows. She promises 2 a week. We're all excited. What's happening?
I didn't promise 2 a week, did I? If I did, I was
Oh,
tripping. I can barely
oops.
do one. I do not anticipate ever going back to 2 a week, but maybe I did talk about that at one time. Um, yeah, we're going to do a quick one in the morning. It's just me, no guest, because I didn't get a chance to weigh in on ESPN and the Outside the Line segment. That made me mad, and so I want to talk about ESPN, and there's some gaming stuff I want to talk. There's lots of stuff to talk about. So
ESPN makes you mad, huh? How about that?
imagine that.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to watch myself some Game 7 hockey
Well, there you go.
because there can only be one more possibly left. But you know what else is 7?
What?
Game of Thrones season
No,
7. Seen the promos yet? It's coming out.
I have not seen any promos yet.
There's a new Game of Thrones beer. It seems that this season of Game of Thrones is just going to be an entire season of like battles. So get ready for that. Sharona
As
just needs to
opposed
get
to what
herself
it's been.
some dragons, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got
I
to
can
get the
get
lighter.
down with it.
Uh huh. Try to keep up with her DMs. I can't even imagine. If there's worse stuff than what I send you, I'm so sorry. Apparently, I owe you more beer.
um, listen, my DMs are a safe place. You can slide in there and talk about whatever. I'm not
And
gonna.
I do.
A lot of people do, and I'm not
Mm.
gonna name names or reveal, personal, private information. But I am gonna talk about it unless you give me express permission. And I would ask before I ever did. But um, it's interesting.
See, Don, this is what you're missing out from Twitter. I can barely keep up with Facebook. I don't blame him.
I've been, yeah. I've been wanting to talk about social media too. I don't know if I'll get to that in the morning, but we'll have that as a topic soon.
Well, you got a lot to talk about, and then when you do audio, you don't have to worry about your camera.
It's working now. I'm live in Technicolor.
She's happy now. Who's going to win tonight? Could it be this team?
It was weirding me out.
What, my shirt or your camera? Your camera. It's not my shirt. It's never my shirt.
I like your shirt. It's cool.
Well, thank you. So everybody, Back Talk with Sharona. You search for it in iTunes, it pops right up. It's beautiful. And also Sports by Sharona. As much as she says she takes Twitter breaks, she's still like 100,000 tweets ahead of me. And I'm never going to make any distance on this. So keep up. Don't slide in those DMs without asking first. Thanks for being on again. And as we like to end, as Tio would say, kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits.
That's right.